Okay, in this video I've discovered a trick where I can create a project first and then just using one of my hotkeys, basically the redo key in my case, I can go through the whole process of having created that project step by step. Now what you don't see is you don't see me selecting each tool. I can use the mouse to point out different things and I can spin the drawing, but you don't actually see the work that I did as I did it. You just see it unfold. So that'll be a little bit different in this video. But I'll try and point out the things that I've done. So now I've basically started out with just a basic footprint of a house. This larger rectangle represents what will be the main roof. And then these two smaller rectangles, I should say, represent a split ridge turn gable, what we call a turn gable in Maryland. We'll begin to unfold that. So the first thing that I'm going to do, or that I did, I should say, is I pulled the three rectangles to a given height. I believe it was 10 feet. Now, instead of using the plug-in as I've used before, the roof plug-in to draw the main roof, in this case I'm actually going to use the protractor tool, and I'm going to create different slopes for the front and the back. Before I do that, I'm going to create a 6-inch slice on top of this rectangle. There will be a reason that will be obvious later why I did that. Now, I could just use the push-pull tool and continue to raise this rectangle to a thicker position. However, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the push-pull tool and the Alt key, which adds the plus sign and creates a new layer on top of the rectangle. There it is. So you can see my 6-inch slice. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to create some guidelines for this gable end. So I have a 7/12 on the back and a 10/12 on the front. I've created the lines to give me the face. I'm going to push it across. Now I'm going to use the plug-in, and the reason I did the 6-inch slice is the plug-in I have set up to give me a 6-inch fascia at the bottom of the roof slopes. If I hadn't done that, my main roof would be too low by 6 inches. So I'm going to create this first gable, followed by the second. Now behind the scenes, I'm selecting everything and exploding it. If you don't explode a roof created with a plug-in, when you go to erase this line, you're going to erase the whole thing. So I exploded it first, then I'm going to erase this line. Okay. That also enables me to pull the turn gable into this slope. I'll select everything and hit the I key for intersect. That'll give me my valley lines. I'm going to come around to this front, and I'm going to use some guidelines to create a 6-inch fascia board on these two rakes. That's going to enable me to push this area here back 1 foot, and then I'm going to pull a 6-inch slice here so I have a matching fascia. Delete a few lines. I'm going to create a guideline here that's a 10/12 pitch. I'm going to put my line in, a vertical line coming down to create a face. Push this face back here into that slope. Pull it across to here. Use a line from this point to create the face. Finish the face, I should say. Use the erase tool to erase this line. Erase the guide. Select all, intersect to create that little valley line there. I'm going to use put some shingles on the roof, and I'm going to select everything, group it, hide it, select the rest of the geometry and delete it, and unhide the roof. And you can see the level of detail in this area. Wherever the soffit and the fascia was, we do not have shingles being included. If I then select it all, right click, explode it, select one surface, right click, select all with same material, and then hit entity info, we have a roof that's 28.41 squares in roofing terminology. That concludes this video.